So that's the I think the rest of three lessons we can practice part two of speaking test part two. Yeah, because
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
yeah, because I found part two is my difficult part, and I when I face with the examiner, and I spoken to 1 or 2 minutes. I feel a little nervous.
Okay. So Lucy, let's open this up here.
Mm.
I want you to explain to me what you've written on your. Okay.
Mm.
So, yeah, I want you to explain your answer, and I might take some notes here. So this makes sense, right? Your score was 5 in reading, and speaking was the lowest. You scored highest in the reading and speaking in the. Sorry, your highest score was reading, and speaking was your lowest, right?
Yes.
Now,
Four scores last time. Mm.
okay. Lucy, you are above 4. Your vocabulary and um, your fluency should be above 4, no matter what. So you were unlucky because you were either unlucky or something was wrong with your state of mind, your thinking. You said you were nervous, right? You said you were nervous.
Yes, a
Okay.
little nervous.
Okay. Now, for the reading, um, are you taking reading tests
A reading test.
or reading lessons? Are you doing reading practice? Are you practicing your reading every day, every week?
Um, I think of from my high school period. Uh, my reading part is better for others.
Okay, so one
So
thing that you
so
can do,
uh, uh, uh,
one thing that you could do, like my suggestion is to improve
to
reading
improve
scores.
reading skills.
Remember
Remember
to prioritize the question types. What are the question types, Lucy? Multiple choice, right?
multiple choice and
What else?
fill the
True.
blank.
Sentence
A sentence,
completion.
yes, sentence completion. And matching.
Yeah, matching info, matching
Mm,
features,
mm.
matching headings, right? Now, if you see
Yes.
if you see the matching heading question, I suggest that you don't do it, right? Do these last and do these first, right?
Yes,
Okay.
do that first.
So when you're doing the reading test, read the questions first, right?
Yes.
Read the questions, underline the key words, determine the
Determine the
question type, and scan, skim to find
scan.
the uh, fastest info possible, right?
Yes.
Do not attempt the matching questions until after you have answered the questions, um, answered the questions for each reading passage and achieving a like 70% completion.
Yes.
Did you complete all the questions? Did you leave were any questions unanswered?
I nearly completed all the questions.
Okay.
1 or 2 questions. I can write write it in time.
Okay.
Mm.
So yeah, you have 3 passages, right? and maybe
Yes.
40 questions, 15 for each of the passages. So I recommend that you practice answering the multiple choice and the true and false as quickly as you can, right? And then
Yes.
also um, practice speed reading or skimming for main idea. Okay, so every day to improve reading speed and retention. Okay, next question for the reading, right?
Mm.
To improve reading scores. Um, whoops, no. To improve speaking score. Lucy, tell me, what do you think you can do to improve your speaking score?
Mm, firstly, firstly, I think uh, I can, I can, sorry,
Hmm.
I can build a system
Okay.
for, yes.
Yeah.
Um, I must know the
Okay.
logic. Mm. Uh, the first, sorry, secondly,
Yeah.
I secondly, that's that's
Yes.
I start to do is build the system, build the Excel and um, and classify
Mm-hmm.
some
Yeah.
topic. Yes.
Okay.
And secondly, I think I should improve my frequency.
Frequency of what?
Frequency. Sorry, fluency.
Okay. So Lucy,
Um. mm,
here's what I would recommend as well. Okay. Remember
oh,
to speak slowly.
okay.
Remember to listen carefully,
Hopefully.
and ask the examiner to speak slowly. So you could say, "Could you please speak slowly so that I can understand the question?" Right?
Okay.
And then you speak slowly, because um, the goal is not to impress the examiner with how much study you have done, how much preparation you have done. That will maybe come later. Your goal for now is just to communicate, right? Aim for coherency. That's a word. Coherency means the quality of being consistent, well, consistent and understandable or simple, right?
Mm,
So use simple sentence structures, use basic words, and yeah, like organize your thoughts um, to be clear and direct. Answer the question in a direct way. Now, what you like to do is you like to kind of speak at a theoretical level, but you want to bring it down to the day to day level, right? Like day to day conversations uh, style. All right, Lucy? Speak
mm,
slowly. Speak slowly. So
okay.
speak slowly. Um, finish your sentences is the most important.
Most
Yeah.
important.
Yeah. Like, take a moment to think about your thought. You can think it in Chinese. I don't know how, like, my Chinese skills is not good. So um, I couldn't give you advice on how to like translate. I'm working on it, but I, unfortunately, I don't have the good Chinese skills. So you're above my level in speaking two languages, absolutely. But um, I do, teach public speaking as often as I can, and there's a, like if you put me in front of a group of any number of people to talk on any type of topic, the first thing I would do is I would just, make direct eye contact with the crowd, get to know the types of people that are here, and then try and organize my thought. Now, another thing is you can do is um, watch speeches and interviews on the internet, like Billy, that sort of thing, right? Yeah.
Mm,
So try and watch speeches and interviews,
mm,
um, and as you watch and or listen, practice the skill of remembering what they said, and if you can say it yourself. So if you wanted to work on things like listening comprehension and memory, um, again, reading by yourself aloud is a good thing to do. um, and listening to audiobooks and speeches, just to fill your mind up with um, new examples, new new material. Okay,
mm,
there's enough free material online for for you to find something that's interesting for you at your level. There's lots of like free English lessons I think that you might be able to find as well. And please, watch the videos that I posted up on Ding Talk as well. Now, okay, let's move on to the next question here. What were your impressions about the results? You can get better scores if you finish the test. So you you didn't finish the all the reading questions, but you tried your best.
mm,
Um, I would expect that you missed a lot of the listening questions as well, right? Okay, let's go back to this here.
mm,
Writing. Um, what uh, was there any writing feedback, like score and reason for the score? Did you lose any points for did you write too much or
mm.
not enough?
Yes.
Was your writing
Um.
too long?
Yeah. I spent. Uh. I think I didn't spend too much time on writing. So I want to uh, practice much times for writing, and mm, and the uh this time score is better than before. Uh, up to uh up to uh up to 5 points. Up to 5 points. And
Lucy, I have to stop
mm,
you. I have to stop
uh,
you, okay?
uh,
The question I asked is did you write too little or too much? How many words did you write? I mean, I know you don't remember, but do
oh,
you think
oh,
that
oh,
you was the writing too
I,
short or was there a lot? Did you write a lot or not enough? Did you have enough time to finish what you wanted to write?
oh, in the test time.
Yeah, like you had
Oh,
to write
well,
200 words and 150 words, right? So
um,
was your
I,
page
I think my
completely full or not enough?
I think my pages words is enough, were enough, but some information that I can't I can't write down.
I'm sorry, Lucy.
Such as uh,
Stop. Okay, so you had enough time to write what you wanted to say, right? You didn't run out of time to finish writing what you wanted to write, correct? Did you have enough time to write what you wanted to say? Did you have enough time to, let me say this.
Mm.
Did you have enough time to check your writing
Oh no.
for errors?
I think the time isn't uh um no I
Mhm.
haven't enough time to check my writing for errors.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Um, did you have any difficulty with um, producing ideas that you could, like, did you need to take time to think about what you wanted to say?
No,
No, you
um
knew what you wanted to say, right?
my ideas were enough
You had enough
to write
ideas.
down. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So, was like, do you think that grammar and spelling was
I
the
think
reason
grammar.
for the score?
Yeah, yes, sure. I think the grammar and spelling was the reason for my score
Okay.
for my score.
Okay. So then, with that knowledge, for me, like one of the reasons why I emphasize I need you to write and send me your writing so that I can correct your grammar and help you with the planning of um, the outline and construction of the paragraph is for this reason, right? So you have to learn the rules of grammar and pay attention to word class. In other words, nouns,
Nouns.
adjectives, verbs. Um, okay.
I think
Um,
mm,
yeah, because
adversaries.
yeah,
Uh,
um, use the correct grammar form in the sentence. Sometimes, like, know the difference between when to use an adverb or an adjective. Okay.
mm,
And avoid the complex
forward.
compound sentence structures. Use the simple sentence structures. Use short sentences. Um, okay. That way you will not lose points on grammar. Don't try to use the complex sentence structure where you have the introductory clause and the gerunds and the not only but so that don't try to use these types of sentence structures. um, refer to the comments that I've tried to make in your writing folder. You have all of your writing available to you in the writing folder with all of the comments, right? I would say recommendation, review all of your earlier writing
Mm.
that we did together with comments and corrections and rewrite what you have already written.
Mm.
So, all of the topics that we wrote about from the speaking course, go back to those and try again. Try those same questions again. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Um, what are your impressions about the results? Were they an accurate assumption I can get a better score? Did you feel adequately prepared? Speaking should need spend much more reviewing. So this, okay, this
Oh,
is an example of what we're talking here. Speaking section should need spend much time reviewing. Like you need to say, I should
oh, I should.
spend much more time reviewing the
reviewing the
speaking
speaking section.
section. And actually, I would disagree with you. I would say, no, you should be learning the rules of grammar. Okay.
Okay.
So, not just reviewing and practicing fluency, but using a grammar textbook, helping you to recognize the parts of speech and the parts of sentences, and working on like repetitive grammar exercises so that you can avoid making the translation errors, to avoid making Chinese to English translation errors. Okay.
Hmm.
So I'm just going to say, uh, use a grammar course book and focus on learning the rules of grammar, the rules of sentence construction. Okay. Uh, in my opinion, oops. Use Grammarly.
Yeah, I'm using it.
Good. Okay. Good.
It's so convenient and
It's more.
easy to
It's
track my errors.
yes. Yes. And that you just practice, practice, practice. Because I think that Chinese learners, because they're working on the Windows system that has the Chinese language so baked into it. Like I use Apple. I would recommend you use Apple rather than Windows, because the Windows system does not uh, correctly offer enough language options in China. If you buy the Chinese licensed version of the Windows operating system, you don't have all of the software that you need, and you're using like this free stuff that you find online. And the Apple system, I mean, obviously you're not in a position to go with Apple, but my point is that Chinese learners learn to make the mistake because they're using bad software, because they don't have enough access to international resources. They're stuck with what's given to them, and it's not enough. So anyway, with that said, if I recommend that you use Grammarly because it's free and accessible to you, rather than using your Microsoft Word system or WPS Office or something like that. And of course,
Yeah.
if you ever have a question that you don't know the meaning, please, you can always contact me for free. I'll offer you some free questions. How did you manage your study schedule? I'm pretty sure that you were good with this, right? Regularly review some references of 4 parts of the Cambridge test. Okay, so yes, regularly review
Mm.
uh, the each of
Oh, each of
the yeah, regularly review each of the 4 parts.
and
Yeah, and practice the 4 parts of the Cambridge test and practice the questions. Okay. Unexpected difficulties. I encountered some types of questions that I didn't practice before. Are you talking about reading or listening or writing? What are you talking about here?
uh,
Topics, maybe?
speaking
Really?
part two. Yes, speaking part two. The examiner asked me describe a aquatic scene
Okay, yeah.
in your life. Yes.
Right.
So
Describe
uh,
something. You
uh,
didn't know what to talk about, right? You had to make up some story in your mind, right?
yes, I don't
Okay.
have
You didn't
some
have any experience. You didn't
element.
have any direct experience with that. Yeah, you were unlucky. I think you were just unlucky. They chose some weird questions, and you were unlucky. You could have had some more common question asked, like describe a time that you had a nice meal in a restaurant or something like that, right?
The examiner, I feel I can know about his attitude. Uh,
Well,
and
yeah,
after the speaking test, I thought I can get better score in
yes,
this time, but
okay.
I check my I check my score. Amazing.
Mhm.
Amazing. Oh.
Yeah, yeah. And they asked you difficult questions. Um, anyway, uh, Lucy, I think that you shouldn't have taken that test anyway. I think you should have waited. I think it was too early for you.
Mm.
Uh, what can you remember about the topics in question? Okay, so here you said, what did you say here, Lucy? We'll go until 8:30. Are you available to go until 8:30 tonight? Can we go for
Uh,
20 more minutes? Go for 20 more minutes?
okay, okay, 24
All right.
minutes.
Okay.
Okay, go. I can go.
Yeah, we can keep going, right? So tell me, what did you say here? I don't accurately remember.
Yes, some obscure. Um,
Hmm.
some obscure. But I just, I just, um, I just remind of some information, but not entire passages
Okay.
topic. Uh,
So
part
you say
part one.
technology,
Yes,
biology.
technology. The first passage is so simple, but two and but second and third passage, wow.
Yeah.
I I feel is the level improved sharply.
Okay. Yeah, the level improved sharply, right? Yeah,
Oh,
because
I
the IELTS test is intended to do that. In the first two questions, sorry, in the first two passages, they're asking you questions to retrieve simple information, like retrieve factual information and make determinations between whether something is true or false. And then
uh,
in the last passage, they're asking you questions about what are the differences or the similarities and differences between what one person said and what another person said. So for this one, I'm going to say recommendation,
mm,
um, practice the matching questions.
yes,
Yeah,
my
find so
handing questions is so
what
difficult
well
last time.
when okay when okay recommendation on test day, remember
Mm,
to answer the simple questions and do not do
yes,
the matching until you have finished all of the other questions. But one, two, for reading practice, do not uh, do the easy questions until you have answered and confirmed the difficult questions. Does that make sense? So don't do, like, when you're doing your reading practice, Lucy, don't do the whole test and then check your answers. Do the questions that are the most difficult and check your answers and then find out why they are incorrect and correct them. So don't use your practice time to practice what is easy. Work on what is difficult first. Okay?
okay. Um, mm, Jesse,
Yeah.
I practice temperature 18, 17, 15,
Okay.
and some rare questions.
Okay.
But but
I know they're hard.
I think
I know
I
they're very
think
hard.
no no no. I think I think the reading difficult. I think the level of reading improved his difficult. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
obviously. If, what practice some question um before uh, some questions before before my test. I think it's so simple. But last time I found the level improve.
Lucy, I'll try to send you some. I'll try to send you some articles. Okay, I'll try to send you some that I think might be helpful for you.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay.
Number 10. Okay, this is the listening test, right?
Mm,
Learning and life. Multiple choice matching question.
mm.
Urban construction. All Chinese learners always scored the lowest on listening. So, we haven't really been working on listening questions together. Through our conversations, I hope that your comprehension with me has improved. I don't know what to suggest for the listening, but I think you have a good idea what you should do, right?
Okay.
Okay. What strategies to tackle the reading and listening? So, okay, you wrote here. What did you write here, Lucy? Can you tell me what you wrote here?
Ah,
This part here. What does
yes.
what do you what okay. So my question is, what strategies did you use in the test to tackle the reading and listening sections? For example, pre-reading the questions and prioritizing various question types. What did you do?
Uh, mm,
Okay, so Lucy, you wrote here the
for my
second
will,
listen.
for my
Yeah.
uh, for my wills, I think listening and the reading, listening section and the reading sections, uh, have same method to check them.
Sorry, what?
Uh, wait a moment.
Okay, what you've written, Lucy, you wrote here the second listening score improved by 1 point compared to the first one, thanks to my
It's my
extensive practice.
conclusion.
Yeah.
Conclusion. Yes. Mm, I think listening section and the reading section equal to same methods to
And-
practice them.
Okay, you're saying,
Uh,
try to answer the question, Lucy. You're talking about methods, right?
uh, math. Sorry.
Okay, Lucy,
Uh,
you wrote here your test, your reading and listening test
uh,
scores improved by 1 point compared to the previous one, right?
yes, yes.
Previously, your score was like a 3, now it's a 4,
No, four
and now
four
it's a
point
5.
five
Hmm.
5.5.
Okay, good. That's a really good accomplishment. You know, Lucy, studies show that it takes a good 6 months or longer to bring your overall score up by 1 point. So you actually did achieve a 1 point increase in listening and reading, but um, you didn't quite make a increase in the speaking and writing. But you did get a 1 point increase in your listening and reading. So that is an accomplishment. You shouldn't you shouldn't you shouldn't punish yourself for that, right? You did make an improvement in those areas. Okay? So something that you're doing is working, right? We know that what you are doing is working. The methods that you are using are effective. So,
Messy. Some
well,
messy.
yeah, you said method, right? Strategies,
Oh,
methods, right?
yes. Method. Oh, method. Oh, sorry.
Okay, good. So reading is also a practice before exams. What do you mean by this?
Practice Cambridge test questions.
Okay, now Lucy, we've already discussed that the way you should be practicing, the way
Uh,
manage your practice time so that you are targeting your weaker areas. Do not waste your time relearning what you already can do well. Right? As
oh,
a self learner, as somebody who, like, you're having classes with teachers, but for most of the time you're by yourself, right?
mm, mm.
So you have to do the thing that is difficult, and that is those matching questions and those identifying the writer's views questions for your reading. Okay. And
Okay.
your academic vocabulary and your listening comprehension. You're going to have to figure out what is the most difficult thing for me, and then work on that, and don't spend any more time on true or false or multiple choice, because I think you could probably do that already, right? So don't um, don't study more tests.
Mm,
Work on the parts of the test that are the most challenging, right?
mm,
um so when you say here reading is also a practice before exams, pay attention to keywords. Yes.
highlight the
Yeah.
keyword.
Highlight the
Yes.
keywords. Good.
Mm. Also,
Oh,
I couldn't hear some answer, but I skimmed them and going on.
right. Highlight the keywords and pay attention to synonyms.
Yeah, synonyms.
Yeah.
Synonyms.
Um,
Synonyms.
questions in both modules are skillful. All right.
Mm.
What can you remember about the topics in the speaking test? Okay. So, Lucy, what did you say here? The first part one,
Uh,
right?
yes.
So, part
You asked
one
me
topics.
mm,
Yeah, go ahead.
uh, work or study.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you like your job? Did you
Okay, good.
like your job?
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Okay, good.
Uh, some ordinary question about me, about my view.
Okay. Yes.
Uh,
Now, the second part you said
he,
was relatively poor.
he seemed to ask me. It seems to ask me about traveling,
Okay, good.
traveling. Uh, but he didn't ask me about items or stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Part two, remember a time when you received incorrect
Thing.
information,
Yes,
yeah, incorrect things.
yes,
The examiner interrupted, and you didn't have a life experience to speak about, right?
yes.
Okay, so unlucky. Um, yeah, I have to say you were unlucky because he shouldn't have interrupted you.
Mm,
Unless your time was up. I mean, did you speak for 2 minutes or 1 minute? How long do you think you spoke for?
nearly 2 minutes.
Okay,
One
so
minute and
maybe you were going. Maybe he let you talk for longer than you needed to, right? So I would say this. Okay, the examiner interrupted. So recommendation. Um, always remember to conclude and summarize your point
mm, and
before,
right.
yeah, introducing new ideas. Again, keep the explanations short and use descriptive language to help the listener understand and imagine the story you are telling them. Tell a simple story. Okay, don't go off into like explaining things, and definitely don't go off onto another topic. Just try and say, ah, um, in our modern day life, where we live in a time where information is always changing so quickly because of social media and mobile devices, it's actually very common that people would make a mistake about something that they read or heard or saw, right? For
Yes.
instance, um, take the very common example of the weather. The weather is often predicted as being sunnier and warmer than it actually is. You can't really rely on a weather prediction to know what you should wear when you go out, right?
Mm.
So, in my experience, you should always have an umbrella and a jacket and a bag to keep these things in case you need them, and don't uh, simply rely on the weather report that you receive from the internet. Additionally, like in my work, oftentimes the instructions that we receive from our colleagues aren't exactly what were the instructions directed by the senior management. For this reason, it's always good to keep a paper trail or ask people to communicate over email and text messages and save that information. In this way, when somebody says that you had done something incorrect, you could show them the evidence from your email or from your chat logs to show that you were actually doing the thing that you were told to do, right?
Okay.
So there are just like you can find the examples if you keep it simple. If you just try to keep it very basic, like tell uh, tell the examiner something that they want to hear. I don't really recommend lying, but I do recommend learning the most basic, popular, common opinions on daily topics and just saying those. You're not really lying, you're just stating the mainstream view. Anyway, we don't want to overanalyze what happened. Okay, I'm just going to give you the recommendations. So
Mm.
we'll continue here. You need to improve your fluency. You're a bit nervous. Um, you're going to change and have the perspective of a new teacher, and absolutely you should do that. I fully support your decision to
Mm.
change teachers. It's not a problem for me because because of the language barrier. You need to improve your fluency. You will get um, more benefit from lessons with me once you have finished or once you have improved your fluency, right?
Mm.
There's a lot
Mm.
more that we can work on together, but it would take me perhaps longer to help you get the information that can help you to improve your fluency, right? So, recommendation, um, take courses with teachers
Mm.
who can
Mm.
help you improve your fluency. Nothing wrong with
Okay.
that. Nothing wrong with that.
Mm.
Okay. Now, this one here, perhaps task one,
Text one
writing.
is a bar chart. Mm.
Right, yeah. Task one, writing. Mm, should not be studied until you can more confidently do task two, speaking and writing. Um, so delay this task until later. Note taking. Last question.
Oh.
Keywords in the oral section, did not take notes in the essay. Okay.
Mm.
Um,
But I think next I I will write some my ideas for
Mm-hmm.
the textual essays next time.
Yeah, always, like every day. Have
Lecture.
keep a notebook and reference and review often. Um, practice, just practice. Writing 50 to 100 word responses as often as possible. Mm, practice reading charts, comprehending them, and summarizing their basic in the most basic way for getting into discussing trends. Just describe what you can see. Okay, so let's send this over to you. Put it here and end the share. All right, Lucy. So I'm going to send you these notes, and we will make an appointment for next Wednesday, but not this Sunday. Okay. The reason why is I'd like us to space out the little bit of time that we have left to give you time in between. And when we have our lesson next week and the week after that, I'll give you two long speaking tests from beginning to end. Okay, we'll do a part 1, a part 2, and a part 3 of one test next Wednesday and the Wednesday after that, and then we'll be
Okay.
and then we'll be all caught up with our goal. Right, we'll be caught up with our goal. All
Okay.
right, Lucy. I'm glad that we had this talk. I think we both have a better understanding of what we need to do in the future to be successful, right?
Okay. Thank you.
My
Thank you.
pleasure. It's my pleasure.
I
All
learned
right, Lucy.
my information for you.
I really do.
Sorry. Sorry.
It's been
I speak errors. I learn many knowledge from you.
yeah.
I think you are good teacher.
It's been a real pleasure for me too. It's been very rewarding for me to work with you, Lucy.
Okay.
With that said,
Have a great.
yeah. Bye for now. Good
Bye
night.
bye. Bye bye.